Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Yoga for the Back Body with Jim. Let's come to let's lie down on our backs today. We're going to start on our backs. I want you to be able to, we're still covering the breath as our focal point for this month. Let's lie down so that we're not trying to control muscles or anything. We're just going to listen and focus on our breath. So lie down on your back. You can have your knees up if you'd like. That can sometimes feel pretty good on your lower back just to take that pressure off. Bring one hand to your chest, either one hand to your belly. Just notice the natural rhythm of your breath here. Probably a slight rise in the chest and belly. One thing I've noticed over time is that even when you bring your attention to the breath, your breath will become just a little bit deeper. And now I want you to fill up. We're going to fill all the way up. Deepest inhale you've taken so far today. Inhale, filling up into the belly and chest. Audible exhale, let it all go. One more time, deep inhale. Audible exhale. Let it return to its natural rhythm here. Maybe you notice that after those couple breaths, you have some level of internal expansion. As we go through the month, we're going to add more movement and be more vigorous in our movement. I say vigorous, but vigorous in the sense of our yoga. And like last week, we were doing some pretty slow movements, some pretty, isolated, I would call them not quite as intense movements. Same thing today. We're just going to add a little bit on, and then at the end of the month, we'll do our most intense exercises. But remember, we're just trying to keep everything timed to our breath, not rushing our movement, not trying to plow through it really quick. We're just going to time it to our breath and move really slow. I've had teachers describe it as moving through molasses. I can't say I've ever moved through molasses before. Maybe honey, but some really thick viscosity liquid. Come back to that breath. And now, like last week, let's start to engage a little lengthening. Maybe you take that to a 2, 3, 4, 6, wherever you want to end up. I'm going to stick with 4. You don't need to put the pause in. Yeah, just deepen that breath. And I'm going to start counting here in just a second. Exhale everything out. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Do that again. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Adding the pause this time. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top, exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause at the top. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going with that rhythm. Now, as you're breathing, I know you're probably counting in your head. Try to keep that concentration on the count like a loose grip, not like, I'm concentrating so hard that I'm losing track of everything else. No, just try to keep a loose grip to be aware of the breath. Let's do 5 more like this. Last one. Continuing that with that 4 count breath, I want you to take your left leg long. On your next inhale, I want you to slowly bring the right knee towards your chest. Grabbing on the exhale around the front of the shin, pulling that knee into your armpit. Holding this for 2 more breaths. One more. Take an inhale this way. On the exhale, I want you to switch them out. So take one leg long. Inhale the left leg in. Exhale, palms around the shin. Stretch that knee into your armpit. Pull the knee towards your armpit here. You're going to feel a big stretch probably along the inner thigh and hamstring here. Come back to your breath as you're in the pose. One more breath here. Take an inhale. Exhale the right left leg long. Notice any difference between the hamstrings when you came into class and now as we take 2 breaths lying flat on our back with our legs extended. On an inhale, I want you to slide your feet in. Knees are going to point up at the sky one more time. Take an exhale here. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our hips up to bridge pose. Take your time getting there. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, lower. We're going to do 3 more of these. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, lower. Sorry if you were hearing the dogs. My wife just left for work. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower. Notice where you felt that bridge pose. One more breath with our knees pointed at the sky. Inhale, bring those knees into your chest. Exhale, squeeze in like a bean. Take an inhale here. Exhale one more time. Inhale. Exhale, release your grip and let those legs drop to the right. Go with the left shoulder, supine twist. Come back to your breath once you get here. Two more breaths here. Inhale, lift those knees back up to center. Exhale, squeeze yourself like a bean. Inhale and bean. Exhale, lower, release. Let those legs fall to the left. Come back to your breath if you lost it. One more breath here with our supine twist to the left. Inhale, knees back to center. Exhale, find a bean. Inhale. Exhale, release. Let those legs come long. Keep those heels off the ground, 6 to 12 inches. We're going to use our breath to breathe through a hard portion. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. Notice how when you stay focused on the breath, maybe it doesn't feel quite as tough. Last breath. Exhale, slowly lower. Let your legs come out wide, relax. Come back to your breath. From that last little bit, notice the lower abdominal area might be feeling kind of tight. And take your attention to the left and right side too. How did those supine twists feel? So we experimented there just briefly with how we can use our breath to push past hard poses. when you're ready, we're going to roll over onto our right side. On an exhale, take your time. On the next inhale, I want you to push yourself up to a seat, taking your time, using the entire length of that breath to get there. Exhale when you get there. Come back to that inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to extend our left leg long, right thigh. We did this pose last week, so we're just kind of going to extend on it a little bit. Come back to reminding ourselves what it felt like. Take an inhale. Turn towards the left leg. Exhale, fold forward. We're only going to hold it for 3 breaths this week. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the inhale, push yourself up. On the exhale, switch out the legs. Inhale, turn towards the right leg. Exhale, fold forward. Inhaling for 1, 2nd exhale. 3rd breath. Inhaling, pushing ourselves up. Exhaling, extending both legs long. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, fold towards center here. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Push yourself back up. Exhale. Cross-legged seat. Inhale. Arms out wide. Reach for the sky. Exhale. Twist to the right. Look over the left shoulder. 3 breaths here. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. 3 breaths to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, cactus. 3 times through cactus. Inhale, tall. 2. 1 more. Inhale. 3. Inhale, tall. Exhale, swamp. Arms come out wide. Sorry, palms to knees. Check in for 3 breaths. Notice how we've engaged those upper back muscles and we've twisted with our mid back. You probably noticed a little pull when we were doing the fold overs and the lower back of each side, maybe to the center and across those hamstrings. 1 more breath seated. Now I want you to take an inhale And exhale. I want you to pull yourself over your legs, meeting in tabletop. Inhale, drop your belly, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Notice how these are all familiar movements from last week. We're sticking to these to make sure you can time your breath better with them. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Still moving very slow. Exhale, cat. Inhale one more time. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral. Bring big toes to touch. Take the knees out wide on the exhale, slowly pushing yourselves back to child's pose. On the inhale, I want you to try and reach with those shoulders. Exhale, let the hips sink deeper. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths in child's pose. Notice the belly filling up in between your thighs. Last breath in child's pose. Inhaling all the way forward to Sphinx. Arms are coming out to a figure 11. Settling into our Sphinx on the exhale. On the inhale, notice your belly pushing in and your lower back feeling like it's widening. Exhale. 2 more breaths in Sphinx. Inhale, I want you to slide. On the exhale, we're going to slide the right hand in between underneath the left here. Exhale. As you lower down, notice the deep stretch as you're lowering your chest onto your bicep. The deep stretch across the upper back and rear deltoid, rear shoulder muscles. Note that you can slide the left hand out. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths. On the next inhale, we're going to slide the left elbow in. Roll over on the exhale. Unwind, lower the leg, right elbow down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, slide the left hand underneath the right tricep, lowering down onto the left shoulder. One more breath here. Inhale, roll onto the right forearm and unwind. Exhale, back to Sphinx. Inhale in Sphinx. Exhale, lower the forehead to the backs of the palms. Take an inhale here. Slowly exhale as you find your way to your back. Knees can be pointed up at the sky or not. You can have them long. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, extend your legs long if they're not already. Take an inhale. Exhale. Slowly start releasing control of your breath as we settle into our final resting pose. Just gradually, don't abruptly let go. Just kind of, maybe you come to a 3. And then a 2. And a 1. And release control. Let your palms come out wide. Notice how you feel after all the breathing and slow movement. Slowly begin to bring some movement back into your body. Reaching overhead, taking a big stretch. Rolling over onto whatever side is calling to you today. On your next inhale, we're going to push ourselves up to a seat. Bringing our hands, palms together at heart center, head slightly bowed. Take a second to scan over your body, noticing how you feel. Inhale, thumbs to center between your eyebrow. Exhale, fold forward. Thank you so much. I bow to you. Inhale back up. Thanks so much, folks. Next week we'll get a little more intense in our movements. We'll probably be doing some down dog, some plank, trying to use our breath to hold ourselves through those poses and let ourselves discover in them. Thanks so much, and I will see you again next time.